Hello everyone, welcome back to That Handicapping Show. I'm Tom Lamara along with Pete Denk. He's back after a one-week hiatus. Pete, welcome back.
Thanks, Tom.
We're looking at two races this week. We're going to look at the Mother Goose Grade 1 for 3-year-old fillies at Belmont Park. Drew a field of 5 with a potential scratch apparently, but it's a good field. It's a solid field. There may not be much value in the race, but we can talk about that a little bit later. And then we'll also look at the Grade 3 Debutante Stakes from Churchill Downs. Field of 10 2-year-old fillies, 6 furlongs, and there's probably some value in that race. So we're going to start with the Mother Goose. Pete, how do you see the race? Mile and a 16th, around one turn.
Kind of like you, Tom. I was looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, 5-horse field. One of them is cross-entered in a New York bred stake. We could see a 4-horse field. This is going to be tough to bet.
Right.
There's some quality in the top. It's pretty obvious how this race is going to play out. Contested is going to go to the lead. When you looked at the pace in here, did you think the Kentucky Oaks winner, Believe You Can, Rosie Napravnik, are they going to send from the rail? Are we going to see these two just go around the track with each other?
I don't think so.
No.
But, and once again, you know, the rail spot, you would think that you'd have to send a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not, I think the horse would probably rate behind Contested. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe move off the rail at some point. I don't think that that's a great place to be. So I don't see a speed duel, which is why I went with Contested.
You did.
Yeah.
A horse that's going to get a lot of attention in here off the trip in the Black-Eyed Susan is Disposable Pleasure. She finished second at Pimlico behind In Lingerie. Really an odd trip in that race. She tried to come up the inside. There was kind of a hole there, but then got shut down, yanked outside, finished with good energy. I don't know what the price is going to be in a field this short, but I think Disposable Pleasure is a horse that you can look at to at least come pick up the pieces behind the top two. She would have to improve to beat either of them, as would either of these other two fillies, Wildcat Smile if she goes, and Zo Impressive, who's kind of been, you know, a distant second behind Grace Hall,
Right.
a distant second behind Contested already. So it's like she's going to have to take a big step forward too. So I think it's hard to get past the top two. I might look at keying Disposable Pleasure for second and hope one of the big two tires out.
All right. I too like Disposable Pleasure. As you noted, weird race in the Black-Eyed Susan. Plus, I think the winner ran a huge race. It's just strong. Actually, that was a Pletcher one too that I missed because I didn't play the exacta, which is unfortunate. But anyway, she has one start on the surface, won a 1 mile and a 16th, same distance maiden race by 11 lengths last year. So, by the way, all of these fillies have made one start on the surface. 3 of them have a win, the other 2 have a second. So clearly, track surface is not an issue here. Moving on to the Debutante, this one's a little bit tougher. A lot of horses coming off of just one maiden win. How did you see this race shaping up? Oh, and they're all stretching out to 6 furlongs too, which, so.
Yeah, this race is quite a handicapping puzzle. There's 4 fillies in here that were really impressive, breaking their maiden. Quiet Success, Blue Eyes in the Rain, Floral Sky, and the Arlington shipper, Richie's Little Cowgirl. I'm actually landing on one of the maidens in this race. She's a kitty. She's a Tappet filly who kind of broke in the air in her debut, and she came running really good in the lane behind one of those impressive maiden winners, Blue Eyes in the Rain, who I don't know, may or may not be the favorite in here, but I really like the way she's a kitty. I mean, she broke slow, ran her first quarter in about 24, but then she showed a really accelerated, extended burst to come home. I calculated it in final 5/16 in about 28 flat, which is smoking for a dirt horse.
Very good.
So, you know, there's a lot of, we're trying to anticipate how these horses are all coming out of one race for the most part. Are they going to move forward? How are they going to handle 6 furlongs? I figure you couldn't do any worse really than a Tappet filly that showed that kind of a speed in her debut.
Yeah, I also have her on top, but I'm going to play her with 2 other horses, one of which is Blue Eyes in the Rain, who you already mentioned. Trainer Gary Sims, at the Churchill meet, 5 wins in 2 seconds out of 8 starts. And this filly looked tremendous. winning the race. Her time was quick, not not overly quick, but quick enough where I think she kind of flattered She's a Kitty, actually, who made up a lot of ground in that race. And then Richie's Little Cowgirl, 1 for 1, won a 4.5 furlong polytrack maiden at Arlington Park. Asmussen back to Churchill. She's been training here though, so she also drew well in post 10. I think she can clock some speed,
Yeah.
rather than have to be in some kind of a pace stool. So who else? Who else do you like?
I'm a little bit of a sucker for the maidens in here, apparently, because I was thinking in my trifecta bets I would throw the D. Wayne Lucas entrant in, Neath. She's a Dynaformer filly out of a Carson City mare. You know, you'd think that pedigree might be based for later and longer races, but the debut really looked like the kind of filly who's going to move forward in her second start, and there is going to be a big battle for the pace here, and I thought maybe she got a good education in that one, and I'll throw Neath underneath.
Okay, these traditionally really are good races to use maidens because, you know, the horses have only started once or twice. So. Okay, so we've got the Mother Goose on Saturday and the Debutante on Saturday, New York and Kentucky racing. So that's it for this week's That Handicapping Show. We thank Briss for use of the past performances. For Pete, I'm Tom. Have a great weekend.